tiny gossip girl, pop culture exposé. We're spilling all the secrets every single day, from Hollywood lights to the gossip.
Dan Schneider, the once revered Nickelodeon producer, has been a long-standing subject of gossip and speculation within Hollywood's dark corners. NT, through Crazy Days and Nights, played a significant role in amplifying this discourse. Over the years, his site has alleged shocking and horrifying claims about Schneider's behavior, speculating that the producer wielded his power to exploit child actors. These claims painted Schneider as a figure at the center of sinister network in children's entertainment, with blind items suggesting inappropriate behavior behind the scenes. As the hashtag #MeToo movement gained momentum, many of NT's long-standing line items about Schneider gained a renewed attention, fueling online discourse about whether or not Schneider's abrupt departure from Nickelodeon in 2018 was tied to these rumors. However, despite the sensationalism, it is important to note that no direct accusations against Schneider has ever been sustained in a court of law.
Finally speaking out, denying toxic workplace claims on Nickelodeon, which includes sexualizing child actors. Schneider was a prolific kids' TV producer behind several Nickelodeon hits like The Amanda Show and All That, but has been at the center of allegations of abuse, sexism, racism, and inappropriate behavior involving underage stars and crew members on set, all of which was recently highlighted in Investigation Discovery's docuseries Quiet on the Set: The Dark Side of Kids TV. A spokesperson for Schneider released a statement which read, "Everything that happened on the shows Dan ran was carefully scrutinized by dozens of involved adults and approved by the network. Had there been any scenes or outfits that were inappropriate in any way, they would have been flagged and blocked by this multi-layered scrutiny." The spokesperson continued saying the kids' TV producer's script secured network approvals. Remember, all stories, dialogue, costumes, and makeup were fully approved by network executives on 2 coasts. A standards and practices group read and ultimately approved every script, and program executives reviewed and approved all episodes. In addition, every day on every set, there were always parents and caregivers and their friends watching filming and rehearsals. Schneider's statement comes after the first 2 episodes of Investigation Discovery's docuseries premiered on Sunday night. Former Drake and Josh star Drake Bell and other former child actors came forward with
The focus then shifted to Amanda Bynes, one of Schneider's most successful proteges.
From the Amanda Show, Dan Schneider.
Hi.
Now, you're the executive producer of the show.
Yes, I'm the executive producer and the head writer.
You actually wrote the words we're saying to each other right now.
Yeah. Yes, I wrote this whole conversation that we're having right here.
Since you're the executive producer.
Give me an IC. Can we have an IC before since you're the executive producer?
I see.
Now, since you're I see now since you're the executive.
Hi, welcome to my koozie. And my special guest is the executive producer of the Amanda Show, Dan Schneider.
Hi.
Now, you're the executive producer of the show?
Yeah, I'm the executive producer and I'm the head writer.
You actually wrote the words we're saying to each other right now?
Yes, I actually wrote this whole conversation that we're having right now.
I see. Now, since you're the executive producer of the show, narrate.
Whose public struggles have been a subject of intense scrutiny and heartbreak. And he frequently connected Bynes' mental health decline to the alleged predatory culture of Nickelodeon, hinting that past trauma might have played a role. He pointed to Bynes' hypnotic behavior and her cryptic tweets and her legal battles as evidence of deeper issues stemming from her time as a child star. Perhaps most controversially, and he speculated on Amanda's secret Twitter account, which seemed to allude to coded messages about abuse in the entertainment industry. These accusations were further fanned by Reddit threads and gossip sites which dissected her posts for hidden messages and memes. The narrative that NT wove suggested that Bynes' public unraveling was a direct consequence of Hollywood's toxic power dynamics, particularly during her Nickelodeon years. And he would also go as far to say that he was friendly with Amanda Bynes, who he would say would message him over the years and even submitting her own blinds. But let's hear it from his own words with the segment from his podcast that he posted on YouTube.
It is time to talk about Amanda Bynes. And she has had a unique thread through the history of the site, pretty much from the first year, not even the 1-year anniversary. She's always kind of been that consistent thread throughout the history of it. Tell you up front, this is going to be 2 parts. Don't know how long each part's going to be, but I just have this place that I want to stop in the narration, I guess, of the events, because it's almost the dividing line between the Amanda Bynes that you know pre-DUI arrest and then post-DUI arrest. And in my life, it's 2 different things too, because that's how I see it in my head. Because I see the Amanda that I knew before the arrest and the Amanda after. And one of the things I'm talking about over these next couple of parts is something that I haven't really talked about before, but that it's, it's okay now, I guess, because she's allowing me to let everybody know, although not everything. It's confusing, but we'll get to it. There's some things that she's okay with sharing, and then there's some things that she's not. So, there's pieces of that, yes, there's pieces no, so I'm trying to respect that. But I wanted to go at this from a little bit different angle than we normally do. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit more personal because, like I said, it's been going on from about October 2007 to as recently as a couple months ago, maybe definitely March. We're in October, so you're talking 11 years, pretty consistent that she's been involved, whether she always knew it or not in the site and things like that. So I kind of wanted to let you know what it was like to first meet Amanda back in 2007. I was trying to pinpoint the exact day and just remember it was after her birthday, but it was right before Hairspray came out. So maybe like May or June of 2007, we had a mutual friend from What I Like About You. So there's 4 of us, including her. We went out to dinner. I remember it was after her birthday because she was still excited about turning 21. And just that night was really, the Amanda that you had always seen on TV, that I had seen on TV and movies, whatever. I had never met her before then. I'm trying to remember if I'd even been in the same room, and I don't think so. But she was the exact same person that she was on TV, basically, where she always plays that same kind of happy-go-lucky character. And where, she was basically always fighting with, I don't know, like Hillary Duff for parts. If you wanted the blonde, you got Hillary. And if you wanted the brunette, you got Amanda. But that's what it was, that effervescence. And it was something because our gaps in seeing each other sometimes were a couple of years. You could see it more than if you saw somebody every day, it would be a lot tougher. It's kind of like if you don't see somebody for a couple of years and, they will look way older than if you had seen them every day for the 2 years. It kind of grows on you. But back that day, she told me a story that night that ended up in the blog the next day. And it was
Now, let's get into some of the actual blinds. So posted on March 27, 2018 is Blind Items Revealed number 51. Last night, after the news broke about a certain producer, an actress all of you know, the producer as well as anyone sent me this. So again, Auntie is saying that Amanda Bynes sent him what I'm about to read to you. Thank you all for your ongoing support. I don't know how any of these men sleep at night, but if there is one thing that I do know is that what's done in the dark always comes to light. XOXO. Sorry, I thought I was clever. Unfortunately, I will obviously not be making any comment whatsoever for obvious reasons. And unfortunately, I feel as though the only way that legitimate stories can make the headlines regarding blank is if others publicly speak on his behavior. Blank was truly like a second father to me, but things change. And after the second incident, I don't know if I will ever be able to have children or the family of my dreams. People have been picking this scab for years. I just won't be the one who finally rips it off. And again, he said that Amanda Bynes sent it to him. And if you look at the blind posted, part of the crypticness of it is that there's certain letters spelled out, and when it spells it out, it says Dan did it. Another blind, and this isn't the only of them, these are just the ones being covered right now, is this next one. It is blind item from June 10th, 2019. It is called Thoughts Out Loud. This is what I've been upset about for the past 6 months. This is what really got to me. I've never felt more betrayed by anyone in my entire life. I will never forgive them, and I will never forgive myself. I'm jumping back into so many things. I don't have a plan per se, just getting back to what I was doing before I was rudely interrupted. TBH, I was actually approached first last year to revive Blank. I asked them if they could please wait a year until I was out of my conservatorship. They said absolutely, but instead went to Blank behind my back. And that's what actually put me over the edge. I've never felt more betrayed in my entire life by anyone in the world. That will come out soon though. Instead, Blank approached Blank and asked him to run the show instead.
I love many things about you, but what I liked about the memoir is that you really did take us into the journey and what it was like to become this success you are today. And I've noticed even with your business partner, with your production company, with Kale, you always mention the people who were around you and you root for them. In the book, which was released in December, you talk about life's lessons, the funny stories, the questionable parenting advice, as you say. But you also talk about Amanda Bynes. You write about her in the book, and you say she was like all of our little sister, and we've all been very protective of her. We had to watch out for our little ones. Amanda was the sweetest, happiest girl, and she loved to laugh. She was an explosion of bright innocence and joy. I connected with her because she was laser focused like me and had a very sweet, supportive family. Unfortunately, some leeches sent her down a dark path. When she went left for a little while, we all were sad. I cared about her, and I still do. She's good people.
That's a good quote.
It's a beautiful quote. It's a beautiful quote.
That's a good quote.
I just saw a post. She's trying to go to nail school. She wants to go to cosmetology school, and I kind of follow her from afar. Have you been able to talk with her lately at all?
I unfortunately haven't spoken to Amanda since she was really, really young. Like when she was doing like her first movies. I think the soccer movie was like around that time. It was the last time I actually saw her. So.
But you
I'm
chose
just
to
rooting
write
for
about
her
it,
from afar because I'm just going down memory lane.
I
And
had
I
to hear about it in the press. They screwed me out of $2 million project and lied to me. I'm hoping a movement similar to #FreeBritney sparks some concern with my situation. I've not received a dime from my parents in 5 months, which is highly illegal because it is a court-ordered. My mother tried to fight the early release and tried to fight with doctors to get my discharge annulled. Most of my income comes from a beautiful house that I purchased in 2011. I just do not have any access to my own money, and it's starting to take a toll on me again. My mother is getting ready to have my C-ship extended far beyond 2020, and she is going to use my recent stay at the facility as the main reason for the extension. My mother refuses to give me any funds for school or daily necessities, but had no issue buying a new home in Leander, Texas with my money. I literally just have 1 semester to finish, and I will be officially fit to graduate. This is absolutely insane, and something needs to happen. Most things aren't always as they appear. I cannot afford any more negative PR, but I have no other choice. It's been extremely hard to move on and to move forward with the limited resources that are being made available to me. I cannot even afford the school supplies that I desperately need for my last semester. My mother wants nothing more than to see me fail, and I'm scared she might succeed permanently. I'm just very upset with what blank did to me. I was literally praying for that job with blank. I never prayed so much in my entire life. I just wanted them to wait a year until my conservatorship was over and free. I feel like I would have looked my best ever, considering the amount of work I would have put into myself, into my talent, into my craft, plus my countless hours in the gym, etc., especially knowing that I would have been the face and the name of the show that I helped become a hit success. I literally thought that blank would have waited and gave me the opportunity. I was skeptical, but they assured me that they would have waited, but instead I had to hear about it from the press. The like most things. I've never wanted anything more in my life, but hey, time is money, I guess, and they wanted to rush something that they should have definitely not have been rushed. I guess that time is money, and I'm not sure if blank is aware of what they did to me or what was planned, but I met with blank last year, and there were photos of me leaving one of the meetings with them. This was the actual reason for everything. This was what caused me to just sort of give up and felt like I may have needed professional help. It sounded so ridiculous when people were told that it was stress from my blank photo shoot. Huh? What stress? I love the blank photo shoot so much. It was shot over the summer. I just don't understand. T.
Amanda Bynes breaks the internet. The 32-year-old actress sat down with Paper magazine and opened up about her turn from the picture-perfect child star to tabloid target. That included a series of run-ins with the law and a slew of disturbing Twitter rants. The former child star said it all began when she started using drugs. Quote, "I started smoking marijuana when I was 16. Even though everyone thought I was the good girl, I did smoke marijuana from that point on." She adds that she later started using harder drugs. It progressed to doing Molly and ecstasy. "I tried cocaine 3 times, but I never got high from cocaine. I never liked it. It was never my drug of choice." However, Bynes admits she did start, quote, abusing Adderall. That's when she says things began to spiral, and in 2010, she announced her decision to quit acting after attending a screening of her last film, Easy A.
Can we please be friends? Absolutely.
Quote, "I saw it and I was convinced that I should never be on camera again, and I officially retired on Twitter, which was, also stupid. But, I was high and I was like, you know what, I am so over this, so I just did it. But it was really foolish, and I see that now." After retiring, Bynes says she had a lot of time on her hands and would, quote, literally be stoned all day long, watching TV and tweeting. While she declined to get into specifics about some of her more alarming and hurtful tweets, she did express her regret. Quote, "I'm really ashamed and embarrassed with the things I said. I can't turn back time, but if I could, I would. And I'm sorry to whoever I hurt and whoever I lied about, because it truly eats away at me." This is the first time Bynes has opened up publicly since her 2017 interview with Holly Scoop.
But the public hasn't really seen you in 5 years. And I think your fans want to know, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. Really great.
And that Amanda Bynes interview, how did you land that?
I've known her for years, and she wanted to come out to tell people that she was okay. She just wanted to show people that she's alive and doing well and having fun.
Now Bynes tells the mag that she's almost 4 years sober. Quote, "I don't miss it because I really feel ashamed of how those substances made me act. It was like an alien had literally invaded my body." Bynes says she plans to return to acting, quote, "with excitement and hope for the best."
So a lot of that has to do with all that show being revived through Kenan Thomas, and the stress that came from that, and a photo shoot that she did with paper. And this could or could not be true, but to really say that this came from Amanda herself is extremely speculative and does require some critical thinking. Because what Auntie does so beautifully and poetically is taking little kernels of truth or aspects that are out there in Reddit or her secret Twitter page, or seeing articles that were posted days before that maybe some people are not paying attention to, and he will turn it into a light. So those are two of the ones that had to do with that. And again, that one first line allegedly spelled Dan didn't. Now, while some of these claims may contain elements of truth, it is crucial to recognize how Auntie builds his stories, as I was saying. Much of his content appears to originate from public speculation, Reddit research, and other gossip sources. Many of the allegations against Schneider and the analysis of Amanda's cryptic message are pieced together from grains of truth, as others have noted. Auntie's talent lies in the crafting of compelling narratives from whispers in the entertainment world, leaving readers to determine where the truth ends and the speculation begins.
Tune into the buzz, it's the talk of the day. From Bravo shows to the latest celeb spree, we've got the tea, come sip it with me. Dani Gossip Girl, Pop Culture Exposé, we're still